Suns. 5 o'clock pregame for that one. Gildas Alexander pours in 30 and 12 dimes, and the Thunder are 8-0. Up, taking down the Clippers, 126-107. Clippers will see them again on December 17th, but for now, we'll step aside. Adam Oslin will be in the driver's seat the rest of the night. Clippers fall to the Thunder here at Intuit Dome.
Well, I know one person in the chat who earlier said, I want to see Cam Christie tonight. I did warn you against that. It might mean there was a blowout. That's what happened. Unfortunately, OKC, when they wanted to pull away towards the end of the third quarter, into the fourth, they were able to do so. Thought the Clippers showed some fight, but after leading by 1 at the half, when OKC wanted to step on that gas pedal, they were able to leave the Clippers in the dust. An undermanned Clippers group, by the way.
Joey took an unnecessary stray in that last segment.
Can we turn down the return a little bit? Sorry.
Floyd is here.
Thanks, my man. Harold in North Hollywood is going to call in tonight. People are like, why don't they switch the lineup when they're going on such a crazy run? It's like, well, they tried everybody. Harden can't play 48 minutes. I'm sorry. I don't know why the camera got so close.
I like that. Yeah, close.
Why is it so close?
That's awesome.
I don't like it.
I love it.
Stop it. Did you do this?
We need to get closer. Thanks.
Is there a setting here? Here, I'll flip it back towards the court.
Man, that is a good basketball team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Carlo?
You're welcome.
Oh, great. Now people are saying Collins is trash. That's a new one.
What? You had a season high.
Season high 17, my player to watch. Definitely not trash. Well, the Clippers were able to fight in the first 3 quarters, but eventually the cream would rise to the top as without Kawhi Leonard, without Bradley Beal, the OKC Thunder, just too much talent to handle as they fall 126-107 here at Intuit Dome. The Clippers get swept on the home back-to-back, losing to Miami by 1 last night and Oklahoma City tonight by 19. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Oslin. Good to be with you guys. Coming up, we'll get to second half highlights, your post-game box score, and more. But first, we head back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. All right, Carlo, this Clippers team, leading at the half by 1. I love the effort. I love the fight. Didn't feel like they ran out of energy or effort, I should say. They ran out of talent in this ball game, and Oklahoma City is the best team in the league. Even without J-Dub, they're that good, and they were able to pour it on when they needed to.
It's really impressive because Oklahoma City, Adam, came into this game the worst shooting team in the West. They shot 47% for the three-point line. They were still undefeated because of that. They had missing so many guys. They get Holmgren and Dort back today. And so you look at this Thunder team coming in at them, and one, they've been struggling in the statistics to start the year, haven't been struggling winning games, but then they got healthier, and they shot it better than they ever have. Then that's just going to be a tough place to win games for this Clipper team. And I thought there were a lot of things that were positives in the first half. I mean, you think about the assist numbers, the field goals. Harden had 22 in the opening half, kind of ran out of gas in the second half. Big second quarter from John Collins, who had 11 points. Bogdanovich and Lopez both got going. I thought that was huge. But for the Clippers, they played against the fastest team in the NBA last night, which you had mentioned they were pretty tired at the end of that game, and then have to play the best team in basketball, no doubt, at least early in this season. They're the only undefeated team left on the second out of back-to-back when they hit all their shots and got healthy. It's going to be an uphill battle every single time, and it was tonight.
Yeah, it's just too much to ask. A lot of guys playing outside of themselves, being forced to create individually, and that led to a lot of turnovers after that first quarter, where the Clippers did get off to a great start, leading by 10 at 33-23. A lot of that thanks to 17 points in the first quarter from James Harden, but the 0 turnovers in the first quarter, but then 8 in the second, and they continued to turn the basketball over with 19 total in the ball game, leading to 34 points for the OKC Thunder, who are going to make you pay every time. They had 28 fast break points to just 6 for the Clippers in this game, and they also outscored them 50-30 in points in the paint. Well, for the most part, I think this Clippers team was maximizing their talent and who they had available tonight in the first half of this ball game. Early in the third quarter, something that did disappoint me. I don't say this very often, but they were feeding Ivica Zubac, and he wasn't able to capitalize. And it just looked like he, as this season has started off slowly for him, has gotten a little bit frustrated out there. Got into it with the officials, got into it with OKC players, did get a couple of fouls actually called for in his favor in that third quarter. But Ivica Zubac never got it going, and I always felt like they needed one more guy to aid James Harden to really have a chance in this ball game.
Yeah, and Big Zoo was facing that tough test of Holmgren and Hartenstein being out there, right? So you have 2 7-footers and really good defenders trying to stop him. But you're right, Adam. There were a couple plays where it felt like maybe could have got a shot off, a pass off, caught the ball a little cleaner, and maybe it cuts away, or at the time adds to the Clipper lead they were looking for. Overall, though, for this Clipper team, impressed with the way they were able to fight in that first half. And I think for Big Zoo, Adam, he'll bounce back. This is somebody the Clippers have not had to worry about his entire tenure. I don't imagine that changes after these first 7 games. I think for the Clippers, though, Adam, and you talked about this earlier today, it's time to have that sense of urgency, right? Like 7 games in, you haven't been totally healthy. It's a Western Conference where 3 games were the separator from the play-in or hosting a playoff in last season's standing. So every single one matters. And yes, it's OKC on the second night of a back-to-back, but they got to get both against Phoenix.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thursday night, it's a home and home. They go to Phoenix on Thursday. They're back here taking on the Suns on Saturday. These are crucial games, and maybe they can return the favor after what happened last season, the Suns sweeping them 4-0 in the Pac-Div matchups. The Clippers already got one so far this season, but you have to handle teams that are expected to be near the bottom of the Western Conference this season and handle your business there because, well, the schedule is unforgiving. The Western Conference is so difficult. It is an absolute bloodbath, and the Clippers being 3-4 in their first 7 games is not something I saw coming. I'm hoping they can get healthy, that Kawhi Leonard is available on Thursday, that Bradley Beal is available to return to Phoenix, because tip-off is at 6, and they need both guys. We'll be back here with the pregame show at 5 for Clippers and Suns on Thursday night as the Clippers try to get back to 500 after losing 126-107 to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, credit to them, when they needed to pull away and take control of this ball game, they were able to do so. Carlo, great call as always. Safe travels. We'll talk to you on Thursday, my friend.
Adam, we got another one on Thursday. Let's go.
Coming up next, your complete post-game box score. Clippers lose 126-107 to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who simply overwhelmed them in the last 18 minutes of this ball game. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Woo. Thanks, Daniel.
I'm sorry, Clipper Nation. I know you guys are frustrated. That's why I did the show earlier today. I still saw some positives tonight, but puts and underscores last night's loss even more. You need to get one of these games here. Still 75 games left in the season, but unexpected slow start here with the Clippers being 3-4. You didn't know Isaiah Joe was a shooter? Well, that's on you. 6 of 10 from the outside, 22 points. Got going at the end of the third quarter. SGA hit a 3 there too. That's where the game started to unravel. You saw SGA go over to his squad and kind of rally them. There was a Clipper at the free throw line, and SGA was talking to his guys, being demonstrative and saying, like, hey, we need to put them away. And they did in professional fashion. They said, this team shouldn't be close to us. And by the time the fourth quarter started, the Clippers were down by 8. And there was at one point at least a 17-0 run. Joey, how long did that run go? 17-0 for the end of the third, end of the fourth? Yes. Yeah. That's where the game was lost. Clippers started to have turnovers, couldn't hit shots. Frustrating. Clippers lose 126-107 here at Intuit Dome to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They dropped to 3-4 on this young season. Next game coming up on Thursday in Phoenix. Clippers ended up shooting 41% from the field. OKC 52%. Remember, the first quarter was spectacular for the Clippers on both ends. You know, while they were only shooting 44% from the field, they were 6 of 12 from the outside. OKC started 4 of 11 from 3. They were shooting 33% in the first quarter. They go from that to ending up at 52% in the ball game and 18 of 38 from 3. That's 48%. This was the worst shooting three-point team their first 6 games in the Oklahoma City Thunder in the league in the West before they got the Pelicans and now the Clippers tonight. And they're going to end up top 5 in three-point percentage by the end of this season. I'm pretty sure about that. It's still early, and they just destroyed the Clippers with an onslaught and a wave of three-pointers in the last 18 to 20 minutes of this ball game. 48% from 3 almost. Clippers, 19 turnovers tonight after 21 last night. 40 turnovers the last 2 games, leading to, what is that, 72 points? 34 plus 37? 71. It's difficult to overcome this Clippers team right now. Without Kawhi, without Beal, we knew it was going to be a tough uphill battle. But when you turn the basketball over like that, after having 0 turnovers in the first quarter to 8 in the second, and they still held on to a 1-point lead at the half. But you could feel it. OKC wasn't going anywhere. SGA still finished with 30 on 9 of 14 shooting after a slow start. As I want to say in that third quarter alone, he had 18 points. Let me check on that. I don't know if he had to come back into the ball game in the fourth quarter. I don't believe he did. Yes, it was an 18-point third quarter for SGA. That's a leader. That's how you take control of the ball game. And while James Harden had 17 points on the first quarter, he ended up with just 8 the rest of the game. 25 points, 7 of 17, 5 of 9 from the outside. He was your leading scorer for the Clippers. Derrick Jones Jr. has 16. He's been playing really well. One of the few bright spots right now for this Clippers team is DJ, or DJJ. 3 3-pointers. His effort defensively, a couple of offensive rebounds. He's out there battling. Same with Chris Dunn. Nico Batum got the start as well. It was James Harden, Dunn, Nico, DJ, Ivica Zubac. And defensively, they were swarming. They were fantastic to start the ball game, and it worked. It was a good starting lineup from Coach Lue. Unfortunately, OKC and that talent eventually figured it out and started to pull away late in the third quarter into the fourth, winning the third quarter 38-29, the fourth quarter 32-21, leading to a 126-107 victory over the Clippers. More post-game coming up next. Clippers dropped to 3-4 on the season. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Yeah, I mean, it's possible they still lose with Kawhi and Beal. There's no guarantee they're winning with those guys. Do I think it would be more competitive? Yes. Do I think those guys would help? Yes. But you could still easily lose to OKC. You can't say this is a game where the Clippers win it with them too. Last night was that game. And they had them. One's on a minutes restriction. One got hurt late, and they still lost because of the turnovers. You can't lose last night's game when OKC's on night 2. That's why I was so upset today. Because you could see this coming. Even though the Clippers played hard, had a lead at the half. Some people are doing the meme, oh, they got me in the first half. I don't fault the effort. The execution was lacking at times because you got different guys handling the basketball and trying to do too much because they have to out of necessity when you got Kawhi and Bradley Beal out. But I don't fault guys for coming up short when they're trying to play above their heads for 48 minutes to hold on against the OKC Thunder. It's just not going to happen. They didn't outwork the Clippers. They out-talented them. I know everybody is in despair right now, and it's blow up the team and fire Coach Lou and all these things. I'm not there. But they have missed an opportunity. The Utah loss and last night's loss are just two bad losses you can't have. This loss, the Warriors loss, okay. But they could have been 5-2 at this point and didn't come to play. Clippers lose 126-107. Start the season 3-4. Next game coming up in Phoenix on Thursday night. Clippers got beat up in points in the paint, 50-30. I'll talk more about that on Clippers Talk and Ivica Zubac's performance. Second chance points, Clippers won 17-12. They did battle for offensive rebounds and had 10 of them. Zoo did have 4 of those, Derrick Jones Jr. 2. But fast break points, 28-6 in favor of the OKC Thunder. Because if you turn it over against them, they're getting out and running and getting easy ones in transition. Biggest lead was 25. Clippers led by as many as 13, but OKC goes on to win by 19, 126-107. Here at Into a Dome, that is your final. Clippers have lost 2 games in a row here at Into a Dome, and they're going out on the road to Phoenix on Thursday night. Tip-off is at 6. We'll have your pregame show starting at 5 outside of Los Angeles. We are leaving you until then in LA. It's Clippers Talk next. How long are we going until tonight here, Daniel? All right, with you guys for the next 40 minutes here. Yeah, I understand they started 2-4 last season and ended up winning 50 games. They also didn't have Kawhi for 6 of their first 7 games last season. There's a difference. It raises the expectations a little bit when Kawhi Leonard's healthy to start the season. You should be better than this. I still think CP3 is going to come around, guys. He's been in a funk. He played 11 minutes. 0 of 1. Brook Lopez, who a lot of people are saying He's done. What is he good for? He knocked down 4 3-pointers. He got back on track. Bogey had his moments. So, yeah, I can find some positives, but overall, it's a loss. What are you smirking about, Mike? Because we're on the air or something? See, I thought you were laughing at the Clippers there. Mike Noto, road engineer. Zoo's got to be better. I'm going to talk about this. I don't get on Zoo very often because I don't need to. Usually, I go after them, not giving a beat to Zubac the basketball. Tonight, this is on Zoo. He's got to be better. Much better. The only chance they had in a game like this, and I'm not putting it on him, but they needed more from Ivica Zubac. And maybe it's tough to ask when you're not feeding him the basketball, and then all of a sudden they do, and he is in a funk. Clippers start out strong, but the OKC Thunder finished strong with a 126-107 victory here at Intuit Dome over your LA Clippers. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Moslin, live from Intuit Dome. Appreciate you guys. If you're listening on the AM570 LA Sports, the iHeartRadio app, or on the YouTube channel side on Clippers Talk. Clippers have lost 2 straight here at the Dome after they started 3-0. And I can't stop thinking about last night's ball game. Why? Because we knew this one was going to be tough to get. With Kawhi and Beal, without Kawhi and Beal, the Thunder are undefeated. They're 8-0 now. So you got to get last night's game. They didn't because of turnovers. And tonight, turnovers were again an issue, but I'm not going to be as critical because they were missing a lot of talent, including their best player in Kawhi, but also Bradley Beal in his 20 minutes. And now you're asking the Clippers to overcome that and rise up and beat an undefeated defending champion Thunder team that can't lose and weren't losing even when they weren't hitting shots from the outside. They had the lowest three-point percentage in the Western Conference the first 6 games, and now the last 2 against the Pelicans and tonight against the Clippers. They get hot again from 3. They went 18 of 38 and put the Clippers away in this game, getting hot from 3. I mean, that third quarter flurry towards the end of it, and just the waves of talent that come at you with this OKC Thunder team, even without J-Dub, it's so impressive. They got youth, athleticism, switchability, defensively. They got everything you need in today's league. Guess that's why they're the champs. They also got the MVP, regular season, finals MVP. It was an Aaron Wiggins, excuse me, no relation, 3-pointer at the 3:34 mark that put them up by 3. After the Clippers had a 1-point lead at the half when they led by as many as 13 in the first half. We can even go back to the first quarter and how good the Clippers started this game off. They were up 16-4. Then there were back-to-back threes from SGA and Wallace. A couple of easy ones in transition from the Thunder. But then Bogey, DJ, Harden, Collins, Zubac come in at the 5-minute mark. That's the lineup. They made another run. But the one thing I didn't like is they were up by 13. And Isaiah Joe hit a 3-pointer to end the first. As the double came to SGA, he found his guy wide open, knocked down a 3-pointer. It's a 10-point lead heading into the second. And to me, only up 10, only up 13 against OKC that early in the ball game. It's really like the Thunder are still up by 5. That's what it feels like because they're that good and you know they're going to make a run. And in the second quarter, they did, because after the first quarter where the Clippers had 0 turnovers and James Harden dropped 17 points, they had 8 turnovers in the second. And I should highlight James Harden, who drew a foul to start, had a 4-point play, a 3 on the right wing, a straightaway 3. It's 12-2 Clippers, a bucket attacking the left side for a layup, a 3 off a tap from DJ to him to make it 26-14, 17 first quarter points from James Harden. Played hard. They played hard. They didn't always play together. They still had too many turnovers, but the effort was there. That worried me. That 3-pointer by Isaiah Joe to end the first quarter. Now, this Clippers team was still in a battle in the second quarter, and we're still battling after Brook Lopez missed a couple of easy ones, a couple of push shots, had a bad turnover leading to a run out, and the turnover started to compound on them. But Collins came in and was that second wave of energy from the Clippers side. Okay, you got 17 points from James Harden in the first, but it's not sustainable. Who's going to help him out? Well, John Collins had 11 of his 15 points of the half in the second quarter. Was awesome. Collins started the game with a push shot to make it 31-20, and then in the second quarter, running floater off the right side of the glass off a nice feed from James Harden, a layup, tough layup underneath. Did have a bad turnover, overhead pass to Lopez, which ended with the Mitchell layup on the other end. But had a 3 off a nice feed from Bogey, cross court. Collins definitely did his part in the game. 17 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 25 minutes, but I mean, they pulled the starters and the backups and the main key guys midway through the fourth quarter. Otherwise, maybe he gets to 30 if the game is going a different direction, 30 minutes. But the Clippers at the half are only up by 1. And that was a problem. Because the Oklahoma City Thunder being that close, they can smell blood. It's 57-56. So in that third quarter to start things off, I had an idea what the Clippers were going to do. Zubac was off to a slow start, and the only way you're winning this ball game is if Big Zoo starts getting involved. He was 2 of 5 with 5 points at the half and 5 boards. They were swarming him. They either had multiple smalls, they had Isaiah Hartenstein, they had Chet Holmgren. They're good against Ivica Zubac. They show multiple bodies, but he had a hook shot over Isaiah Hartenstein to start that third quarter. And more on Big Zoo's performance or lack thereof tonight after we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Is there a way to turn down the sound going to this a little bit? Some people were complaining that it was overmodulated. I want to make sure we're good for you guys. Clippers Gent chimed in on X. So Big Zoo gets that hook shot over Hartenstein to start the third quarter. Dort picks up his 4th foul on James Harden on a 3-pointer. And I'm thinking, okay, this could be a battle. That's what they need. Take advantage of this. But then Ivica Zubac, they're trying to get him the basketball. And I complain all the time when they don't feed Big Zoo. Well, I got to be fair and balanced and criticize him when they do and he doesn't deliver. And that's what happened in this third quarter. He got blocked going up for a dunk with Shea and some smalls on him. He had a turnover as he kind of went into the body of Isaiah Hartenstein, trying to move him. He didn't play with the necessary force out there. He wasn't aggressive enough. He wasn't going up strong. He was holding the ball too low, and he was getting flustered and frustrated with the officials. At one point, he did get back-to-back calls in his favor underneath the basket that maybe he campaigned for and earned. But Ivica Zubac didn't give him nearly enough. 3 of 8, 7 points, 7 rebounds. If you had told me that heading into the ball game, yeah, I could see them losing by 19 or worse. Much worse, actually. But James Harden and Collins were good enough in the first half. The third quarter was Zubac's opportunity. And he came up small. He did. They tried. They tried to run offense through him. I know it's OKC, and they give you a lot of different looks in the low post. But Zoo, regardless of that, has to play with more force out there. Has to. So, it's a rare night where I got to criticize Big Zoo. Not the supporting cast, not the coaching staff, not anybody else for not getting him involved. They tried. And for those saying Zoo's off to a slow start this season, this to me was by far the worst game from him. Because you knew he'd be more of a focal point, and he didn't show up the way they need him to. 7 points, 7 boards, 3 of 8 from the field. A lot of turnovers came from the Clippers just trying to get it to Zoo. Some of those turnovers were definitely on him. But towards the end of that third quarter, okay, we had a plan. We couldn't execute it. Zoo isn't playing to his size tonight. He's not being Big Zoo out there for whatever reason. Now what do we do? Well, DJ tried to bail him out. He had a couple of three-pointers. I thought he had a great game again. Derrick Jones Jr., 5 of 12, 3 of 7 from the outside, 16 points. That's more than you could ask from him. He's had a great start to the season. But I'm going to go back to this number. At the 3:34 mark of the third, it's 78 all, and Aaron Wiggins hits that three-pointer. What happens from here? So it's 81-78, Thunder. After the Clippers had been leading throughout the majority of the ballgame. John Collins gets to the free throw line, hits 2. 81-80 Thunder. Isaiah Joe gets fouled, hits 2. They're up by 3. Brook Lopez missed a three-pointer, I believe, and Isaiah Joe hits one on the other end. Clippers down 6. Biggest lead of the ball game for OKC at 86-80. Now, Brook answered, and this was one of the positives. He got out of his shooting slump. Boom, three-pointer. Clippers within 3. SGA, quick bucket. Lopez, another 3. 2-point ball game. Here's where things start to get away from them. Brook Lopez, after that, has an offensive foul. Caruso gets him. Isaiah Joe, another 3. Clippers down by 5. SGA, three-pointer. Clippers down by 8. John Collins, turnover. End of the third quarter. They were lucky Mitchell missed one. But now the Clippers are down by 8. In just under 3 minutes after a tie game, heading into the fourth quarter, and it just started to avalanche on them. Alex Caruso, three-pointer to start the fourth. Mitchell a make. Holmgren, baseline jumper, full timeout. Clippers down 101-86. They went on a 17-0 run, extending it from the end of the third into the fourth until Brook Lopez. The next shot the Clippers made was at the 8:59 mark, and another Lopez 3. So they went from, let's see, how long were they stuck at 86? Yeah, they went about 4 minutes, scoreless. Game got away from them just like that. It's that simple for OKC to pull away because they're so talented. And SGA at the end of the third, I think he was telling his guys, we're going to finish this now. He rallied the troops. there was a level of professionalism and championship pedigree there where they said, we're done playing with our food. We're the much more talented team. They don't even have Kawhi or Bradley Beal. We're going to put the game away. And they did. And it was over in 4 minutes after the Clippers had a tie game. It's just incredible. Tie game at 78 all at the 3:50 mark of the third quarter. Clippers lose by 19. 126-107 was your final in favor of the Thunder. Clippers dropped to 3-4 on the season. Quick timeout. We'll come back. Get to your phone calls, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Yeah, SGA with those 18 points in the third quarter and that 3 towards the end of it. And I don't think he came back into the ball game in the fourth. He said, I'm sitting. I'm good. I did my part. You guys should be able to handle the rest of this. And they did. Isaiah Joe with 22 points off the bench and 6 threes. Too good. Far too good. So, I got some Coach Lou quotes coming back. James Harden was a +2 in his 30 minutes. Clippers bench, though, got ripped apart. I mean, Zoo was a +7 in his 25. As harsh as I was on Zoo, he won his minutes. The bench was bad defensively. We don't know if Kawhi's going to be available on Thursday. I'm guessing Beal will be back in Phoenix for the first time. There's all the motivation you need to have a big breakout performance. But is he still going to be on a 20-minute restriction? Probably. I don't know. I shouldn't assume. These are tough times, Clipper Nation. We make tough people. Now, look, if you're going to deal with adversity, maybe get it out of the way early in the season. Clippers lose 126-107 here at Intuit Dome to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Clippers dropped to 3-4 on this season. Coming up, we'll get your phone calls, 866-987-2570. Coach Lou said post-game, I'm reading this from Joey Lynn's ex, at Joey Lynn, with 2 N's and an underscore at the end. Ty Lue says the Clippers haven't had a chance to really evaluate lineup combinations since Bradley Beal has been limited and Kawhi Leonard missed tonight's game. He said they'll continue to be patient with evaluating lineups. This is what worried me going into the season. That you would have too many unknowns of what works because you have a built-in excuse. And I'm not saying the Clippers are making it. It's real. You have an excuse of, well, Bradley Beal's only on a 20-minute limit. How can we know for sure what's going on? So we have to bring in more data and see more. Some people have seen enough, I know, with Clipper Nation, but you guys overreact to everything and said the season was over after they lost to Utah. Not everyone, but you know who you are in the chat. They will continue to be patient with evaluating lineups. I get it. I don't think anything is definitive when you have this many variables, but it could also mean you're bringing in more of this bad data, and maybe things don't change that much. Maybe some of these lineups just aren't workable. You're not sure because you have Kawhi out for a game now, and Bradley Beal's on a minutes restriction, and he's missed 3 games. But maybe even if they were both healthy and fine for every game, it's possible it still wouldn't work. Clippers lose 126 to 107 here at home to the Thunder. Let's go to Mike in LA. Mike, you're on Clipper Stock with Adam Moslin. What's up, Mike? You say this whole season, and we're talking about 7 games. So I just want to put things in perspective a little bit. He also had a 21-8 game against Portland. He had a 19-point game against Utah. Granted, they got blown out, and he didn't play well to start. I just don't want to overreact too much. Zoo's moving fine. He's had some bad body language, and tonight was by far his worst game because they needed him more than ever, and he didn't show up at the level he needed to be at in the third quarter. Honestly, wasn't paying attention to it, but I'm guessing yes, Kawhi was here. Is that the big concern tonight? Was Kawhi at the game or not? All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the phone call. Let's go to Bill in Koreatown. Bill, you're on Clipper Stock with Adam Moslin. What's up, Bill? Hi, Bill. That's what Fred Rogan calls me, the saltier. Bill, what do you want to say tonight? Zubac did not play his ass off tonight. He was 3 of 8 and had 7 points and 7 boards and struggled out there. And I rarely ever criticize Zubac, Bill, if you listen much to the show. But tonight was one of those nights. All right, Bill. I appreciate the phone call. You sound like you're still partying from the Dodgers World Series championship or something. You seem very jovial and everything's lollipops and rainbows still. Even the chat could tell something was up with this call here. Chris in LA. Chris, you're on Clipper Stock. What's up? Hi. Chris, you sound cogent and ready to talk Clippers. Zubac didn't have a good game. Zubac had a bad game. No, I mean, Amir had like a plus minus of like 300 last year. I I don't know if Mimir had a great year. So why did they consistently lose his minutes? Chris, why did they consistently lose his minutes? Yeah. Who are they replacing Chris Paul with? Who are they replacing Chris Paul with after 7 games? Look, Chris. Okay, the deeper context of this season, it's 7 games. There is no deeper context of this season. That's nonsensical. It's Chris. It's 7 games. It's 7 games. Do you remember what happened when James Harden first came and they lost 5 in a row, 6 straight, and then they got it together? Like, these things can happen again. Well, I would say giving up on a guy who played 82 games last season in CP3, and maybe we can pull Chris down if he's never going to stop talking. I appreciate you, Chris. I'm with you, but we got to have a little bit of a conversation. Give me a chance to reply. I'm not giving up on Chris Paul in 7 games after he played 82 games last season. I know he's older. I saw him in the preseason up close. He was moving well. That's the only thing that concerns me with older guys. The shot's the last thing to leave. I still have faith that CP3 can help this team. I just think they need more continuity and they need consistency from their stars and guys to be available. Anything else, Chris? Chris, I appreciate the phone call, my friend. Don't be a stranger here on Clippers Talk. Clippers lose 126 to 107 to the OKC Thunder here at Intuit Dome, where Chris was 3 rows back of the visitors' bench. Coming up, more of your phone calls, 866-987-2570. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. I see these comments like, can Chris Paul run an NBA offense at this point of his career? I saw it last season. I'm not giving up in 7 games when I saw 82 last year. Sometimes a guy could get old overnight. I haven't seen enough evidence of that yet. And if your point is, well, you can't get away from Caruso. Well, shit. Alex Caruso is one of the best players in the game. I'm off the air, Mike. Don't worry. Mike Noto, one of our engineers here, looked over at me like, is this live? We can do this during the breaks. Plus, it's safe harbor hours. What's that? Yeah. It's a simulcast. I think people that want to give up on CP3 this early, there's not enough. Like, we're talking about the point god. I'm not giving up after 7 games. That's crazy. and a Clippers legend. He's gotten off to a slow start. I think it's been in his head at times where he's going through it. Here's the problem. He's been going through it a little bit. Brook Lopez has been going through it a little bit at times. Bogey's been going through it a little bit at times. When I say going through it, I mean struggling. In the struggle where you can see the confidence is low. And Zubac has been going through it a little bit. It's too much. Too many guys in a bad groove right now. I'm sorry, Daniel. What'd you say? Good call. I'll go quick here. Clippers lose 126 to 107 here at Intuit Dome to the Oklahoma City Thunder and SGA. And they are 3-4 in the season with a home and home starting in Phoenix on Thursday night. Then they'll welcome in the Suns here at Intuit Dome on Saturday. But after starting 3-0 here at the Dome is home. They have dropped the last two, and both games are their first back-to-back. Tonight, no Kawhi Leonard, no Bradley Beal. Some could say it's a scheduled loss, but the Clippers played so well early on, up 13 in the first quarter, up by 1 at the half. You wanted to see a rallying cry, momentum, stay ready, Clippers, gritty, gutty victory when nobody expected it, like we've seen so many times over the years. But OKC is too good. And when they wanted to turn up the heat, turn on the gas, they did so. End of the third, into the fourth, 17-0 run, game over. Like that. SGA asked, contributed to it, and then his teammates handled the rest. But his 18 points in the third quarter really did the Clippers in, and the Clippers just didn't have enough answers. Zubac had an off night. I thought, look, defensively, they were flying around early on with that 16-4 lead to start. They were so good. Is that sustainable forever against OKC? No, not against SGA. You can only hold them down for so long. And then you got shooters out there like Isaiah Joe, Carson Wallace. And Chet Holmgren is just scratching the surface of his talent. That's what's scary about OKC. They don't have J-Dub. Chet is just getting better. They're undefeated. They didn't shoot well the first 6 games. They have the last 2 games, including tonight, 47% from 3 against the Clippers, who shot 18 of 43 themselves. They shot 42% from the outside. Those threes were keeping them alive. Good to see Brook Lopez wake up from distance after the last, I think he was 3 for his last 17 from the outside. Goes 4-4 tonight. That's why you don't give up on guys after a few games. You look at body of work, go off of that. I'm not giving up on CP3 either. John Collins had a nice game. His Clippers high of 17. My player to watch. But the Clippers didn't have enough for this talented Oklahoma City group, and they fall by 19. Quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll close things out. We'll preview Thursday night's game. Clippers taking on the Suns in Phoenix. I'm Adam Osland, and this is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Yeah, I agree with this, Jason. Disappointed, but not totally discouraged yet. I'm not giving up. Trying to see if we have any other post-game quotes. Not seeing much. I didn't see Law Murray at the game tonight. Let's see if we got something from Justin Rousseau. I was talking with him earlier. Love me some Rousseau. He put it well. His last post was the Clippers were in it for 34 minutes. There was a 29-6 run by OKC. That 17-0 run extended to 29-6. Things unraveled quickly. Earlier tonight, found out Kawhi will be reevaluated. We'll know more in a couple days. So the Phoenix game is Thursday. They have tomorrow off. It's an ankle injury. Hope we can go. Then a day off, then Phoenix at home on Saturday here. The Clippers can rip off, a 15-5 over 20 game stretch. They can do all this stuff, but it's still disappointing to start this slow. It has to be. And if you check out the live section, I did a video earlier today, kind of anticipating what this game could be, just given who was out and the opponent. But I'm frustrated too, guys. Clippers fall 126 to 107. Here at Intuit Dome, they're 3-4 in the season. The Western Conference is so competitive, you worry about early season records like this. You do. I was talking on off air to the YouTube chat and saying, I did a video earlier today just expressing my frustration with this team and the slow start. And I know there's difficult circumstances with Bradley Beal and Kawhi Leonard out tonight, but that's why you got to get last night's game. And you can't be that careless with the basketball. Because tonight's was going to be tough, even if you were fully healthy, even if you were playing your best, because it's OKC. And they pulled away when they had to, with a dominating last 18 to 20 minutes of the ball game that showed you the difference in talent between these two ball clubs. Clippers ended up losing by 19. They led by 13 early, led by 1 at the half, and then just an onslaught from Oklahoma City. And the Clippers didn't have answers. Now, hopefully, we have an answer about Kawhi Leonard soon, about his status for Thursday in Phoenix. Suns lost tonight to the Golden State Warriors. Clippers have a home and home against the Suns. Thursday in Phoenix, Saturday back at Intuit Dome. They've already beat Phoenix once. They got their first victory against them, but they were also down by 10 early in that game as they have been prone to bad starts. Yet tonight, they actually got off to a great start without Kawhi and Bradley Beal. You're up 16-4. And I know it's way too early, and I wasn't celebrating anything. I'm thinking they're still down by 5. It's OKC. They're going to make their run. And they made it really without SGA, the first one. So ironically, they get off to a good start while missing 2 starters, but couldn't hold it. Lose 126 to 107. Thursday, tip-off at 6 from Phoenix, pregame show at 5. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call. Big brother Jake Warner, missing you. But Bartley's here holding it down for us, and his stuff is digital. No shot at the old school analog, guys. Just, it sounds nice. Sounds really nice. Back in the bank, Daniel West, our producer. Thank you, Daniel. I'm Adam Oslin. We will talk to you on Thursday with your pregame show at 5, Clippers in Phoenix. Be good, Clipper Nation. Keep the faith.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.